Hello folks, this is Shane with Werewolf. Thank you for stopping back by the channel. So today let's talk very briefly about, as you can tell from the title of the video, about carbs. And specifically your carb intake, carbohydrates. I should specify your carbohydrate intake as you start to age. Now, as most people should probably have figured out by now, as you start aging, your metabolism starts slowing down a little bit. And it varies by individual, and it varies by your physical activity level and a bunch of other stuff. It could slow down anywhere from a teeny little bit to quite a lot. But it's gonna slow down a little bit no matter who you are. Well, you have to start keeping an eye on your carbohydrate intake a little more as you age than maybe you did when you were a youngster. When you're young, you can get away with some more transgressions in your diet and still look good. As you age and as your metabolism starts changing a little bit, the wiggle room for you to get away with those same transgressions starts to shrink. And if you maintain the same caloric intake or possibly the same bad dietary habits that you had when you were younger, you're probably going to put on some weight. And I know I've talked about this previously, but I mean, it bears repeating again. And I'd like to, in this video, make a specific call out to a lot of recipes that have been passed down through the years, specifically a lot of what I would call older recipes, going back from 100 years ago, maybe longer ago than that. A lot of those recipes tend to be very, very carb heavy. Lots of noodles, maybe lots of bread on the side, dumplings, biscuits, a lot of that stuff. And they tend to be delicious. I like them just as much as the next person. But the food back then tended to be very carb heavy. And there's a reason for that, because manual labor was much more prevalent back then. I mean, we're talking from an era of when peasants were the greatest population in most countries, and those peasants did a lot of manual labor. And so therefore the recipes, the culinary traditions that got passed down through those cultures tended to be very, very carb heavy, because you were going to burn that out. You were doing a lot of manual labor, maybe out in the fields, farming, what have you. You needed those calories because you were going to burn through them. Well, let's look at today's world now. How many people do you know that are still burning through 6,000 to 7,000 calories a day? I mean, there might be a few, but not very many, because we're all sitting at computers nowadays, or at least the biggest majority of the population. The amount of manual labor has decreased because automation has increased and everything's online now and all that. You don't burn nearly as many calories as you used to, or as people used to. And then again, you throw aging into this, where you, as an individual, you burn slightly even less calories. Pay attention to your recipes. A lot of these family tradition recipes tend to be very, very, very carb heavy. Pay attention to them. You might be able to eat those on the special occasion, but you're probably not going to be able to make a habit of eating them constantly every day like they did back in the day, because they needed those calories to fill them up because they were burning them. The same doesn't apply to most people in today's world. So be aware of that. Be aware of the fact that you're aging, or we all are, and your metabolism might be slowing down. Keep that in mind, because you don't want to have to spend all your life, or the greater percentage of it, on a treadmill trying to burn off all those excess calories that you're taking in. So keep that in mind. Hope you found this helpful. Remember to like and subscribe and all that good stuff, and check the link down below for our merchandise, and check back again because we'll have more coming your way very soon.